Hello everyone, and welcome back to Quarantine Kitchen. My name is Chef Taylor, and today we'll be making Pasta Carbonara. This recipe is special because it checks all the boxes to be a quarantine favorite. It's simple, it's cheap, it's hearty, and it's delicious. And with only 5 main ingredients, you can always have everything you need on hand for an easy meal or something simple to make at 3 o'clock in the morning after a few too many drinks. There are many theories as to the origin of this dish. Many people think that it was first a hearty dish for coal miners in Italy, hence the name carbonara. The main things to remember that it's a pasta dish from Rome that uses hard cheese, egg, cured pork, and black pepper. Many people outside of Italy like to add frozen peas or other green veggies to it, and I support that wholeheartedly. And many chefs like to class this dish up by using duck eggs, scratch-made pasta, or very expensive cheeses or pancettas. I enjoy that too. We're going to keep it simple this time by keeping it cheap and just focusing on the technique. Now let's start with dried pasta. Spaghetti is the most commonly used, but any long noodle will work, such as fettuccine or even the dry ramen noodles. Long noodles work the best because they have the most surface area, and we're going to be using the residual heat from the boiled pasta to cook our egg-based sauce. Next, grab a couple eggs. Use any eggs you want, chicken, duck, or even ostrich. If you got ostrich eggs, hit me up because I want to try it. These are going to be the base of our sauce, and this is the part of the recipe that's going to take the most care and technique. Traditionally, we'd use pancetta as our cured pork, but around here, bacon is a lot cheaper. And since this is the only real prep work we have to do for this recipe, I already went ahead and chopped it up. If you want to make this recipe vegetarian, just omit the pork and use butter or extra virgin olive oil instead. You know I'm not going to tell anybody. Next, we'll need our hard cheese, like a Parmesan or an Asiago. I only have this much fancy Parmesan, but don't worry, I've got a Quarantine Kitchen secret weapon. Always knew these little guys would come in handy. That's why I always save them every time I order pizza. Now I'm gonna add some frozen peas to this recipe just because I like them. Make sure you thaw your frozen vegetables out in cold water and then drain all that water off before we use them. I think this dish is excellent with any green vegetable, such as peas, broccoli, asparagus, whatever. So knock yourself out. And last but not least, we're going to use a lot of black pepper today, so get your crank hands ready. First thing we need to do is boil a pot of water and make it as salty as the ocean. That's the rule for pasta, and it'll help the overall seasoning of your dish so much. Trust me, make it saltier. While we wait for our water to boil, let's get our sauce ready. Crack your eggs into a bowl, and then add your 2 pizza Parmesan packets. Grate a little bit of the fancy Parmesan into the bowl and save the rest for grating over the top right before we're ready to eat. Add some black pepper. Grab a fork and really get after it. Set it aside and let's get our bacon cooked. So now it's time to do our bacon, but before we do, let's drop our noodles in the water. I trust the cook times on the package, so just follow the directions on whatever pasta you're using. And I like my noodles a little bit softer, so I'm going to go an extra minute. Meanwhile, let's get our bacon in the pan. Heat it over medium heat. And get it going. Try and render some of that fat. We're going to cook it until it's just crispy. Give your pasta a stir. Make sure it's cooking evenly. And right as your bacon starts to get crispy, add your peas just to warm them up. And then pull the pan off the heat so it doesn't burn while we wait for the noodles to finish. At this point, things are going to start moving pretty fast. Once your noodles are done, we're going to go straight from the boiling water into the bacon grease and toss them to coat. Make sure you got all your serving bowls and utensils ready to go right now. Drain off all the excess water from your noodles and go right into the pan. Toss them a few times to coat them in the oil. Give your eggs another whisk just to mix them back up. And into the pan. We're not trying to make scrambled eggs here, so keep them moving. The residual heat from the noodles and the pan are what's going to cook our pasta. I like mine a little thick, so I'm going to add a tablespoon of pasta water to help thin it out just enough to make a clingy sauce. Once those eggs just start to set, this is done. Try and distribute your noodles and your peas and your bacon evenly, or just keep it all for yourself like I do. Big bowl of pasta. Now we're gonna grate some nice fancy Parmesan over the top. That's what we saved this for right here at the very end. Don't be shy, this is what we saved it for. And then a little more black pepper. And we're ready to eat. And there we have it, folks. Pasta Carbonara. The dish that fed many hungry coal miners and many drunken chefs over the years. Make sure and like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and visit our website, QuarantineKitchenDenver.com, for all of our recipes and all of our videos. See you next time on Quarantine Kitchen. Holy fuck, that's good.